How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 2A News Now. And I really do appreciate you taking your time watching today's video. When you go to purchase a firearm at an FFL, whether it be at a gun shop or sporting goods store or at a table at a gun show, you pick out the firearm that you want. You fill out the 4473 form. And in most states, they do a NICS check. And if you pass the background check, depending on what state you live in, you can take that firearm home that day. And then some require a waiting time. Some it's 3 business days. Some it might be 7 business days and even 10 business days. But imagine living in a state that for almost 2 weeks, that no one in the state has been able to legally purchase a firearm because the system this state is using, that is not the NICS system, has been compromised. And this is absolutely ridiculous. The state that I'm talking about is the state of Washington. And so far it's been 12 days that no one in the state has been able to legally purchase a firearm. And like I said, the state of Washington doesn't use NICS. They use a system called Secure Automated Firearms E-Check system, also known as SAFE. Well, guess what? Their system isn't safe at all because it's been compromised. I've been purchasing firearms for a long time, and I can only think of 2 times that I ran into problems with the NICS system. One was where they were saying that the system was running real slow, and it took a couple hours for the background checks to go through. And then another time, it actually wasn't me, but my son. He hadn't purchased his first firearm yet, and he'd got his concealed weapons permit. And living in Florida, you can purchase your firearm, and if you pass the background check, you can get your firearm that day. And we went to a gun show on Saturday, and he picked out the firearm that he wanted, but the system really wasn't working at all. But we were able to come back the next day, and the system was up, and he was able to pick up his firearm. But have you ever heard somebody having to wait almost 2 weeks to get their firearm? And like I said, it's not because it was a waiting period. Here's what we know what happened. On November 1st, employees found out that the state's background check system had been compromised. And it's been 12 days, but they won't actually say how it actually was compromised. So instead of trying to fix it, or put another temporary system in place, like the NICS check, and get the firearms to the people that purchased them and pass the background checks, what they decided to do is just shut the system down completely. And there are no private sales allowed in the state of Washington. So like I said, for nearly 2 weeks now, no one in the state of Washington has been able to purchase a firearm legally. Basically, the citizens of the state of Washington, their Second Amendment rights have been temporarily put on hold. And even someone that's a top official over the state's background check system, all she would say is the system was shut down because of security reasons. She said in an abundance of caution, they proactively took down the systems and to make sure they're secure. And she says they're working around the clock with leading experts to restore the service. And like I said, so far it's been 12 days. Maybe you should try to find some other so-called experts or get rid of the shitty system that you have. And when this happened November 1st, they said they expected it would take about a week to get the system back up and running. But after 12 days, it's not. And it seems like to most people, they're really not in a hurry to get it up and running again. According to the assistant commander of the State Patrol's Firearm Background Division, and I quote, "We're effectively on hold with any checks submitted from November 1st, 2024. Onward until AOC brings their systems back online. Once that happens, the backlog of checks will process through as normal. But until that time, we cannot make any determinations on any checks." Now in the state of Washington, there is a 10-day waiting period. But like I said, it's been 12 days. It's beyond the time of the waiting period. And who knows when they're going to get this taken care of. So once the National Shooting Sports Foundation found out what was going on, they say they want Washington officials to get involved to help remedy the situation. And the National Shooting Sports Foundation asked state officials for now to quickly change over to the NICS system. And the letter that was sent to Washington officials by the National Shooting Sports Foundation said that a prolonged delay in gun sales will not be tolerated. And please be aware that the inability to conduct lawful transactions may lead to further action as we seek to protect the rights of our members and our customers. We urge a swift resolution to these technical issues and stand ready to explore additional measures that should be taken to ensure Washingtonians are not unduly burdened in the future. And the Second Amendment Foundation said they would start legal action if the situation wasn't taken care of promptly. They said this is simply unacceptable, and we will not tolerate it. Washington state citizens have had their rights under the federal and state constitutions suspended, and we will take legal action if this isn't solved immediately. It's no big surprise that they're dragging their feet trying to get this system back on board, because the state of Washington is full of a lot of gun-hating pieces of crap. Why do states like the state of Washington and others think they can do better and put in other systems instead of using NICS and then burdening the state police? It makes no sense whatsoever. But they say they want common sense gun reform, but they have no common sense whatsoever. I'd like to hear your thoughts on today's video in the comments section. And as always, I appreciate everybody supporting the channel. You guys are always crushing it by liking, sharing, and subscribing and hitting those post notifications. And I'm very, very grateful that you do so. And I invite everybody to come back and watch my next video.